variation where you step on the knee pit instead of the hip. So if I knock him down, and rather than putting my foot here, I put my foot here. This is totally fine. It's actually a really good variation. I do this a lot, but I got lanky spider fucking weirdo legs, so this works really well for me. Like, if you look at the tension right now, like move your leg around, there's not a whole lot of movement. But let's switch positions, and you do this to me. But always hold both ankles, because otherwise you're fucked. All right, look at how much movement I've got. It's because I've got long legs and he's got short legs. So just understand that there is a physical limitation to this. It's not that it's a bad movement, it's a great movement. But you're adding, basically you're adding a joint, so now there's articulation. So, right, if I'm stepping on his hip, there's no joint involved. I'm basically directly pushing on his torso. So the amount of movement possible on his part is pretty nil. Here I'm adding the knee joint and the hip joint. So there's articulation both in this direction and in this direction, right? So it's forward, back, and left and right. So depending on how good I am at this and how much leg dexterity he has, I may actually have a harder time pinning him. However, I'm also using a lever, so it's very powerful. So if you do this well, like if you're good at this and you're good at creating the tension, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but I'm pulling on his ankle while pushing with my foot. I'm not just pushing him away, because now, pummel your leg out. All right, pummel your leg out. It's a big difference if I'm actually drawing, it's basically spider guard on the leg, right? I'm drawing the ankle to me, creating regulated tension, reducing the movement. So if you are playing with this variation, go ahead, it's good. Just be aware that because there's more movement possible, you have to control the tension. There's a concept that we call regulated tension. If you've ever heard, there's any number of guys, they're usually off the Hicks and Gracie lineage, talk about connection and how important it is, and then you're like, yeah, great, but what does that mean? Like, connection's a very vague term. Connection means control the regulated tension. I'm controlling the amount of tension between us, the amount of slack between us. Right? So if I don't control it, it means my partner controls it. This is very easy tension to regulate because there's no movement on his part. This is more difficult to regulate because there's movement on his part. It doesn't make it wrong or bad. In some cases it's better, but it's a little bit more subtle because I've got to maintain this tension. I've got to make sure that I can extend my leg and stand up. So just understand that if you're doing it, play with it a little bit. Awesome variation, just know the details. Yes?
Is that going to be more for long guys going against
That's
me?
why I was saying
if I'm equal length, like if we're pretty linked, like, is that going to be something that I want to play with?
I find it works really well for me, and whereas shorter people have a little bit more trouble with it. But just understanding that solves a lot of the problems. Like, let's say, where's like the tallest person in here? Man, there's like, you're fairly tall. Let me look for you for a second. Okay, sorry, go back. Okay. So I'm here like this. So start trying to pull your leg away and like move around. See, like I'm already kind of losing the control, and you know, like we're pretty close in size. So just know it'll be more difficult. What changes is, so start doing that same thing. The better I am at quickly getting up, the more of a dynamic, powerful position it is. Right? So like skill solves a lot of problems. I don't want to go off on a rant because actually, let me first plug my online academy, bjjconcepts.net. We have a Q&A every month for some of the subscribers, and we actually just had a question that's very close to it. It's just it's from a coach, and the question was based on body type, or traits, like how do I judge what to teach someone, what kind of game to tailor to someone's body type? And I won't get into too much detail on the answer because I think we're just going to post it on YouTube. It was actually like a pretty good discussion. But the essence of the answer is that matters less than you think. Like body type matters less than you think, because as long as you find something that people like learning, they'll invest the time to get good at it, right? So like, for those of you that have watched any of my videos with Rory in them, like a guy who's like blonde guy taller than me, everyone who meets him is like, man, you must be great at spider guard. It's like, oh, I fucking hate spider guard. I don't play spider guard at all. Just because you have a body type for a game doesn't mean it's a game that's gonna fit you, like, for lack of a better term, personality-wise. So, like, obviously there are huge extremes on one end. Like, if you're 4'5" and like 200 pounds, you're probably not gonna do triangles. Like, your limbs are gonna be too short and stubby. But like outside of like massive outliers, most people can do most things in jiu-jitsu. And if you have kind of like a personal affinity for something, you're just gonna get, if you just like certain things, you're gonna do them more, you're gonna be more willing to invest the time in getting good at it, and getting good at it is what makes it work. So it's not like, so yeah, if you're a tall guy, this will work better, easier. But if you're a shorter guy, you just like this. You're just gonna do it a bunch, and that's gonna fix the problems. So does that answer the question? Cool. Okay, so let's do another Fuck Your Jiu-Jitsu round. Add the information that we just added and see if that increases our rate of success.